Hi guys, welcome back, and let's dive in and see what we have to trade here today. So obviously our challenge is to make $1,000. As you guys can see, I've marked out a fair value gap up here. And why did I mark that out? There's some lows here just below the fair value gap. That's normally liquidity right there, and right here we've got nice equal highs. Equal highs, and yeah, so now we've got this momentum to the downside, and I think I would most probably think we want to go down here for liquidity. So I think there's some downside for us here to send price lower. We're in a fair value gap right here, and maybe this is a fair value gap that will hold. We can sell into, and just below these lows we'll get $1,000 there. Let's see if that is what we get here. Just a quick one again. Obviously this channel is not financial advice of any sort. I'm literally just showing you guys how I trade, and then obviously it's educational for me and entertainment. You know, track these type of trades that I'm taking, and yeah, it's really just me tracking certain strategies, and yeah, keep an eye on trading. So obviously we're getting a boost in here. This is actually not an IFVG, this is a fair value gap. And we're holding price here. Okay, let's just give it some time. I still see, I mean, there's some you know, I don't want to call it downward pressure or whatever, but there's definitely heaviness in price here that I would think we'll get to that $1,200 that we've marked out. I actually think we'll do this, we'll get to this 674 level, and as you can see we've been creating this pins in a fair value gap, and I think we're going to invert that in fair value gap and then push even, you know, as low as taking this 74 level out. But for now all I can do is for us just to sit and wait and just give it some time. So we've entered here, and the reason being is there's a lot of liquidity on the downside. I'm trying to take an easy profit, you know, $1,200 at this 684 level, but I do think we're going to get to the 674. We've coming where we created a nice fair value gap, and we ran into it and nicely hold at 50% level, and then we start pushing down and spiky price action to the bottom side. And I might be wrong here, but you know what, that's trading. I need to stick to the strategy that I'm using, and as long as price stays below this fair value gap, I'll hold my short to go to get down there. I mean, there's equal highs up here, and there's a fair value gap up here, so there's liquidity up here, so there is opportunity for price to go higher. I just think that we've created this liquidity up and then shifted down, pausing in here, creating a fair value gap, trade from it, that there's an opportunity for us to go lower first. So I'm gonna hold on this for now. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that we've got two fair value gaps, and never a good thing if you're stuck between two fair value gaps. You want one to reject and one to get inverted, so it would be nice to see that. Then I'll probably look for this liquidity on the 674 level, but for now I'm just gonna hold on to this trade and see what price is going to do with this fair value gap. So as you can see, we've taken out this high with a fair value gap, and it'd be good if we can invert this now to target these lows here. I mean, we could push it for these lows here, but I think I'll just stick with this for now. And the thing here that I normally don't like is there's a fair value gap in there, there's a fair value gap down here, and now our price is stuck between it. So that's where you now decide you don't want to get stuck there, just collapse the trade and move on, or you sit and wait and read and see what price action does. Yeah. I mean, it is early. It's only 12, just after 12. So I would like to see some push lower and then, go up to these highs to create that 1 o'clock or lunchtime reversal type of thing. But if it doesn't happen, then it's also fine. If we close above this fair value gap, I'm just gonna collapse the trade, take the loss, and keep my eye out for another opportunity. And I think there's obviously some momentum pushing up now. And then we can target equal highs up here, and then I'll obviously switch my position as well. But as we there you go, nice. And that is how you got to trust your instinct on trading. Remember, we said if it closes above there, I'm out. We literally rejected this and smashed through this fair value gap, smashed through this, into that liquidity. And just to show you guys, I mean, if you really look at this from a retail perspective, there's a up move, spiky low, come back, spiky low, spiky low, spiky low, spiky low. This whole area here is retail sitting and saying this is resistance. Price refused to go lower. And then what happened? One massive candle taking all those people out and drop even further. So that was a good trade, and a good trade for the day. So I don't see what did we actually get onto this trade. $1,700, that's what we secured on this trade. The account's currently on $10,000, and for those of you who's following me and the way I trade, so we've been having a good time lately. We just have to obviously stick it out. $1,700, we're trying to make $1,000, and so this is actually a great great trade for us. Did not expect that big candle, but that's normally how it destroys retail traders that believes price refused to go in a direction. Alright, so I know price is running lower now, and we've got these equal highs sitting here. We've got this fair value gap up here, and I think that's most probably where we're gonna end up going to, maybe later or just after lunch, or maybe later in the PM session. So now I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna change it to this. That's a nice fair value gap. So you want to see price moves through that, and then target these highs up here. So what be as it may, we've made our money, and now we're just watching price. I mean, if we want to go lower, let's just see what's the reason why we want to go lower. So we've taken that out. I mean, there's no fair value gap down here. So I don't know. I mean, this is a excuse me. I mean, there's some liquidity down there. Be good to see 50% of this wick hold price, which is down here. we're either going to invert this to go to those equal highs, or we're going to reject this to come back down and then go up. So as you guys can see, we've only been streaming for 15 minutes now, and I did not rush to get in front of the chart or anything to that effect. What I did was I thought I'll come in PM session. I think most of these scalps will be done in PM session anyways, and it's literally sitting in front of a chart and mark out what you see. Where's the liquidity? What's price done? Price run that little high. That's probably a liquidity. I mean, there's a fair value gap here. It got inverted. You could have taken that above here, break even, boom. 50% off here, 80% off here if you were targeting up here, so you would have missed out there. So you would have secured by probably about 50% of your position, and then you created all this higher lows, created liquidity, and then there was a little bit of a trap here, and then suddenly boom, right through the floor, and then everybody thought we're going lower, and then it stalled. Trap people to the downside. Now it's moving up. So let's see what it does here. I mean, how it reacts on this fair value gap, and yeah, and then we've got some nice target levels up here. And if we invert here, I will definitely try to take another trade into these equal highs, and yeah, then it's just a matter of, unless it's not a clear setup, then I would rather just sit out, because we made our $1,000 for the day. For as long as price stays below these fair value gaps, I'm not buy anything. This is still bearish to me. So I mean, if you OTE trader taking that's in a premium zone, and that's where you sell at. It's in a fair value gap. If there was a fair value gap here that got inverted, I would have taken that short to go lower. Let's just keep an eye here. I just want to see if something happened actually from a news perspective just now. I think Trump was speaking at 12, but we saw that move after 12. So he's probably were talking nonsense, and then boom, something valuable that he dropped. I don't know. Or maybe he said something just manipulate people to go short in order for price to shoot to the moon in a second. So tomorrow and Wednesday there's no red for the news. On Thursday we've got our unemployment claims, and then we've got PMI on Friday. So tomorrow I'll most probably try to set something up maybe for the PM session as well again, unless I've got, unless I'm around to jump on in the AM session, and maybe do 2 live sessions and see what we can do. But for now, you can see price is inverting or trying to invert this fair value gap. I do not deem this as a A+ setup because it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're on the 11th candle now to see if we can invert anything. If this with momentum invert both type of thing, I most probably would look for something to long, or maybe let me just not long it. We had a nice trade, and I'm not scared of it. It's just, I mean, the momentum is there. I just want to make sure I don't buy and then it sells off again, where I've had this before, where I thought we've got the manipulation, then it gradually comes back and eventually inverted, I long it, and then boom, it runs all these lows again to touch this 50% and then reverse. So if this inverts here, I'll most probably take a long for a quick scalp, and the scalp could be to this high here. Before we target all of this up here. But as you can see, we again between 2 fair value gaps, and you saw what could happen between 2 fair value gaps, and we crossed the 50% there. We came back across below it. Now we want to, I don't know, reject it. And the minute it's not as clear as daylight, that's when you sit out on the side. And even though it plays out the way you said it would, at this point in time it crosses, it's bullish, it's bearish. Now I don't know what it's going to do here, but yeah, if it's not clear, I mean, here I took a preempt early entry. I could have waited to come into this fair value gap and then short it, would have been much better. And I thought I'm going to get a quick scalp to go below these lows, and then we got completely surprised with a big move. Alright, so okay, now we're in this little fair value gap here, and we need to see what, and it's in this, I don't want to draw too many pictures here, guys. Okay, so that fair value gap in this, I would have liked to see that 50% get tested there. So now it's testing it. Let's see if it close below. Oh, you see. Listen, guys, I think Mr. Trump or President Trump or whatever you want to call him, he is, I don't know what he tells people. Okay, so let's say for later, I don't know what it's holding. So I do think price wants to go higher, and I'm not going to take a long trade here. And we got this nice spike. We want to invert, or maybe, no, I'm not going to. Let's just see how it plays out. I do think it's going to hit these equal highs and maybe even go to this fair value gap up here. I don't like this. Liquidity is building up here. or maybe it just holds it or keeps it for later, and we're struggling within this fair value gap, another fair value gap. So guys, all I'm saying is it's not clear. Like I showed you, I've given you so many reasons why I want to, and then I don't want to take the trade. So I think I need to stick to my rules. My rule says if it's not a clear reversal, there's no high probability trade. Will it go there? I'm sure it's going to go there, but I don't want to get into a trade that's going to take me into drawdown. And remember what I said, I don't want to take a trade then it's coming down to this liquidity. That trade did exactly that. It went down as deep as this, big drawdown. It would scare people off, close your trades at a loss, and then go in your direction. So I think this trade that we're looking at here right now, it's not something I'm going to trade because it's not an A+ setup. All I'm going to do is I've marked it out. This is for my journaling to say, all right, I've seen this happen. There's liquidity. There's 50% here. We've run that liquidity. That liquidity is out of the way. What happened the rest of the time? If I've entered here, inverted, would I've gotten stopped out, or what would have happened? And here you can see price is breaking down again, and this is something that could turn down at this level, and then it took all that liquidity and then go higher. So I'm not going to worry too much about it, guys. I think I'm going to probably stop the live session here. It's only a 30-minute session. I don't know if I want to sit around. I've given you guys a nice outline to check, watch it. I'll be back tomorrow, and then we'll probably do a much longer session. I'll try to do AM and PM, and stay safe, don't overtrade, and don't get caught with the stupid moves. And tomorrow we see if we can do another $1,000. And take care. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.